And now we're speaking with Officer Mobley. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. And yourself?
Pretty good. And how does community policing tie in with the pool down here?
Well, community policing ties in with the pool in regards to helping the kids have a positive outlook on the police department, because I'm around here a lot. It cuts down on crime also.
The garden and celebration were made possible by Moores Park Neighborhood Organization, the Mayor's Neighborhood Advisory Board, generous donations from many local businesses, and the Lansing Parks and Recreation Department. My name is Susan Doherty, and I'm co-president of the Moores Park Neighborhood Association. Leela Rao is our other co-president, and together we have led a group of talented and capable volunteers. I see Isabel over here and Marge. Who else is here? Oh, I see Doris and Uliana. A whole crowd of people. Now let us pray. Oh God, in the course of this busy life, give us times of refreshment and peace, and grant that we may so use our leisure to rebuild our bodies and renew our minds, that with grateful enjoyment we may be opened to the goodness and beauty of your creation. Also, when we are caring for our community's children, let us give calm strength and patient wisdom in teaching them to love whatever is just and true and good, in God's name. Amen. Our first speaker today is Phil Dorland. He's the Deputy Director of Lansing Parks and Recreation Department.
Good afternoon. It's a beautiful afternoon for rededication of the Moores Park Pool. Moores Park, along with others such as Rudder, Durant, Ranney, Fulton, Potter, Francis, Fine, and Grand River Park, as donated by Arioles, have been wonderful gifts for all of us to enjoy. These parks and their amenities have been placed in the public's trust to hold and maintain for generations to come. Moores Park Pool has operated for 75 years. Our department files reflect that this Vince-type pool has always been popular, and its architectural nature of the pool has been unique. So unique that it was utilized as a design across the United States. And looking at the program today, there's more information regarding that. Because of the pool's popularity for the last few years, a fair amount of money has gone into repairs of the pool and the park, Moores Park itself. Playground equipment was installed in 1989, totaling $7,500. The basketball courts were updated in 1990 for $10,000. There was a major park development of $454,000 in 93. Basketball backstop was installed in 1995 for $765. The playground was installed in 1995 for $30,000. The pool itself is over $200,000 in repair last year, and there are still some necessary repairs to be done after the close of the season this year in the neighborhood of approximately $50,000. If everything goes well, the river trail from Moores to Elm Street should start construction next spring. At this point, we are finalizing some easements, and once those are finalized, the bids can go out, and then we can get started on the construction. I thank you for the opportunity to meet with you this afternoon, and appreciate very much the fact that the neighborhood has entered into this rededication ceremony of Moores Park Pool. Thank you.
Well, hello, Doug. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing good today. How you doing?
Pretty good. Forget Baywatch. We're talking with the real thing here. What's it like to be a lifeguard, sir?
It's pretty fun for the most part. You know, most of the kids we get are pretty good kids. And it's a chance to be outside and enjoy the nice weather, which we don't get too much of here in Michigan. So, for the most part, it's just pretty fun.
Our next speaker, Gordon Carr, is a longtime neighborhood resident. He has many memories of Morris Park Pool, and he'll be sharing some of these this afternoon.
Susan, thank you. I had to take a quick look in the pool there to be certain my 9-year-old son is behaving himself. I'm afraid some things haven't changed in 55 years. It's nice to be here today. As the previous speaker noted, it's great weather for our outing. I think Susan first descended on me, and I have to ask Susan a question. Is it true, Susan, you have a hook that you catch me around the neck with if I talk more than 3 minutes? I think she first descended on me because she realized that I've been acquainted with this pool since August of 1941. And I did a little math, and it turns out that's about 75% of the 75 years this pool has been in existence. There's a little discussion between my wife, young son, and myself as to whether or not I was really qualified to speak to this group, and that they weren't certain it was appropriate that a non-swimmer would have a discussion about a swimming pool. I countered with the argument the chances are fairly good. I'm probably the only person, however, that ever capsized a canoe in the Morris Park swimming pool. And if you wondered how that happened, we were having a little life-saving practice, and the group needed a canoe to work with, and it so happened that we had one in our garage, and we carried it across the street. And I was elected to be the victim since I was the only one that knew how to paddle a canoe. But that was many years ago. It's a little hard to be nostalgic about an institution, if you will, that really has changed very little. When I think of my real recollections of the pool, which are probably the late 40s and the early 50s, as I stand here today, it hasn't changed much. The bleachers were wood, they're fiberglass today, I understand that. The wrought iron fence around the outside is the same fence that was there. The concrete fence inside is the same. The pool is the same. And to me, it's nice that it has remained constant, because the real nostalgia, to me, is in the neighborhood itself. The real motor plant is gone, which may be a blessing in disguise because Norris River Drive is no longer a test track for 2.5-ton Army trucks. The school I went to is gone, thankfully replaced with another school. And I look at the swimming pool, and it's the same as it's always been. And I look down there today, and I see largely children. I've seen them arrive on foot, on bicycles, maybe a few in automobiles, the majority on foot, and they're all enjoying themselves on a hot, beautiful summer afternoon. It's the service the pool has provided to the community that to me is the real nostalgia, I guess. That my son today is enjoying the pool the same way I did 55 years ago. That the community looks at it as a community center, as we're seeing here today. People are here for a dedication or a rededication of a facility that we have enjoyed for 75 years. The focus of the pool and the park to the community and the children of the community, to me, is important. As I look around at the crowd here today, the folks using the pool, I've watched the kids arrive, be they white, African American, Hispanic, the same group it was 50 years ago. To me, that is my remembrance of this pool, the service that's provided to the community. Susan, thank you.
What are some of the challenges you see as a lifeguard? Is it basically keeping the kids in line? Do you have any big discipline problems here?
The biggest challenge at these facilities is just making sure that the facility itself is safe, and making sure that the kids, before they come into the pool, understand the hazardous areas and making sure they keep themselves safe. Every now and then we have some kids who get out of line or whatever, and we have to ask them to leave for the day. But for the most part, really the biggest challenge is just making sure that everybody's safe.
Our third speaker is not able to be here today, the Reverend Michael Murphy. And in his stead, Howard Lehman will speak.
Harold Lehman.
Harold Lehman.
I'll be very short. I'd like to thank all the people that have turned out today. It's the neighborhoods, the activists that keep this park not being forgotten down at City Hall. As we all know that a lot of neighborhood activists have taken much time to remind city councils and city administrators and mayors and park board members that this is a beautiful park with many, many assets in it. The city council, as you know, Howard Jones, who lives in this area, has been on the city council for 4 years, dedicated himself to making sure that Morris Park was represented when it came to budget time. And I know that these benches became somewhat of a issue over the last 6 months, but the City of Lansing Parks Department took it upon themselves to get the job done and got the cost down, and those benches are here. And I know that several people have suggested that we get the street lights put back on the pool, and that is something that hopefully will come about in the next 6 months to a year, hopefully a lot sooner. But if you have any issue that you would like to have addressed regarding this park and its priorities on doing the kind of things that are needed, Phil Dorland from the Parks Department mentioned River Trail is coming, and the amount of money that taxpayer money has been put into this park over the years. And you have to just keep on re-emphasizing to policymakers that this is a very important park, and that you have to make sure that people listen and that the job gets done. So on behalf of the entire City Council, I'm very happy to be here. And can I just see a show of hands of the different, I know we have several members of the, I know one park member is here, board member. Could you raise your hand? And then we have several park employees, Murdoch and any others. How many people how many people live in this area? Can I see a show of hands? How many people live outside the city that are here today? I'd just like to thank all of you, and let's get on with the celebration. And I'd like to also thank Daryl Burgess for our camera crew here, who has alternative TV on cable. Thank you very much.
They're having a dedication, rededicate the pool, and like I said, this pool, this is one of the oldest pools in the country.
The pool's gone over many renovations over the last 15 or 20 years from what I understand. I have only been around for the last 5 or 6. As far as I know, as far as the pool being made more shallow, that was done because of liability more than anything else. It costs a lot of money to insure pools nowadays.
Oh, sure.
So that's part of the reason why that happened. I know the reason they took the diving board out was for liability and insurance reasons. As far as the renovations that happened, I think the city put $300,000 into this pool in Hunter Park, and they put a nice fence around the top to make sure that's more safe. They repainted a lot of things. They put in a heater at both pools. They've done a lot of new plumbing. They've done a lot of work putting new bathroom fixtures, new partitions, things like that into the pool. So they've really done a nice job kind of, cleaning things up and getting things back to standard where they need to be.
Found it difficult to find someone who could come and speak on behalf of them, and instead wrote a letter from Mayor David Hollister to be read at this rededication from the mayor. I wish to extend my appreciation on behalf of the city and the citizens of Lansing to your organization for your role in restoring the Morris Park Pool. The rededication is a tribute to the Parks Board, the Parks Department, and the citizens of the city for committing Parks millage funds to renovate the pool and make major improvements in its infrastructure. But even more significant is this rededication as a tribute to the Morris Park Neighborhood Organization for all your efforts to enhance the use of the pool, its beauty, and its environment. A year ago, you applied for and received a neighborhood grant to install benches above the pool. see those there today. Last year, you received support from City Council to expand that project in order to install benches for the entire amphitheater. You've also spent many hours planting flowers and shrubs to beautify the hillside and upper entrance to the pool. And you'll see that over to this side and this entire hillside here. We'll hope you'll take the time after this to go and look at our flowers in our perennial garden. Continuing from Mayor Hollister, the Moores Pool is one of the gems of the city. It is the oldest continuously operating outdoor pool in the nation. It represents a classic style of architecture from the 1920s. It sits on the banks of the Grand River, surrounded by trees. Your commitment to this park and to your neighborhood is to be honored and praised. Your efforts are consistent with the statement from Henry Moore, who gave the parkland to the city. Quote, "I shall pass through this world but once. If there be any good thing I do to any fellow human being, let me do it now, for I shall not pass this way again." Thank you and congratulations for this rededication to the Moores Park Pool. Sincerely yours, David Hollister, Mayor. As Mayor Hollister notes, the Moores Park Pool is one of the gems of the city. And I'll just give you a brief synopsis of the history, which is reprinted within our program. Lansing's economic prosperity in the 1920s led to the expansion of recreation activities, including the building of this pool. It was designed by the city engineer, Wesley Bintz, and built using funds from G.H. Moore's estate. The Moores Park Pool became the prototype for what became known as the Bintz Pool, an ovoid entirely above ground and containing locker, shower room, pumping and filtering equipment below the deck, which surrounds the pool. Given the utility of this design for urban areas, Bintz soon resigned his position and devoted the rest of his career to designing pools across the nation. The J.H. Moore's Memorial Natatorium was dedicated in 1923. A 1948 Lansing State Journal article noted that on the pool's 25th anniversary, more than 500,000 people had used the pool since its opening. And obviously many more have used it since that time. I'll turn you back to Susan for the next bit of this program.
Bill Dorland, if you could come back up here. We have a couple of plaques to present to the Parks Department. Here, I hereby present this National Register of Historic Places plaque to the Lansing Parks and Recreation Department so that it may be mounted for public viewing near the Moores Park Pool. That one was a little hot. I hereby present this plaque with the acknowledgement of corporate donors to this Moores Park perennial garden, also to be posted in the public viewing area. The Reverend Michael Murphy is here, and he remembers swimming in the pool as a youth, and he is also our 4th Ward representative on City Council. He has a few words.
It's good to be here. This is a great day, and I apologize for being late. I had some family matters that came up at the last minute, and I was told that Councilman Lehman stood in for me, and he did a great job, I'm sure. But certainly this is a great day for this neighborhood, for this city. This pool represents hope. It represents the future. This renovated and rededicated pool symbolizes that Lansing is on its way back to greater health and greater prosperity. It's a joy just to see young people in the pool. I remember many years ago as a youth, when I first moved to this community, I had an opportunity to swim in the pool. That's been many years ago. Today, we celebrate this anniversary. Today, we celebrate the future of Lansing. And it's symbolized here by this pool. And I'm just glad to be a part of this celebration and want to commend all of those who worked hard, the city and the neighborhood organization, and the many individuals whose names have not been mentioned, but who in some way, shape, or form help make this possible, whether planting the flowers or helping out or calling city council. There was a time when we thought that certain things would happen at City Council. But we heard from the people, and the people spoke loud and clear. They didn't want any fees for this pool. And as 4th Ward City Councilman, I was glad to join with Harold Lehman and others saying we don't want our kids to have to pay any type of fee. It should be open for one and all. And so we celebrate today, and I just say God bless all of you, and enjoy this pool and this view. This is a great view. Thank you.
This year, the Lansing Parks and Recreation Department is joining with the National Recreation and Parks Association to celebrate a century of national parks and recreational services. Lansing Parks and Recreation have made available souvenir wooden nickels, which we'll be distributing after this ceremony. Once you've collected 6 wooden nickels, you're eligible to receive a t-shirt. You redeem the nickels for the t-shirts the week of August 17th to 21st from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Foster Community Center. So look for this basket with the wooden nickels in it after the ceremony. In order to defray expenses, the Morris Park Neighborhood Organization is quite happy to take donations. We've made up badges to mark today, which you'll see over on the table where the cakewalk tickets are being sold, and there is a box beside that for any donations which you feel able to give. And for that as well, we thank you.
Thank you for coming, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Yes, a lot of kids come out here from all different neighborhoods. They come out here to the Red Mean because the pool is very nice. Very warm water, great pool.